Welcome to Cashin with Carville Championship Week edition. Zach Ewing here with James Carville. It is another lovely Thursday. We are preparing for the Final Four in the NFL, James, and we're, as we were just talking off air, finally it seems like this last COVID wave is hopefully behind us. We're past that part of it. The NFL is certainly acting like we're past that part of it.
Yeah, I think, it's when it's done with us, not when we're done with it. But I think a lot of people are done with it. And these numbers do look a little promising. I hope we're back to normal here before long.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of back to normal, it sure seems like the NFL is just back to its media dominating self. I mean, everybody was watching those games last weekend. You've watched football for a long time. Where does last weekend rank for you as far as just having four games all come down to the final play and the excitement level?
Number one, I can't remember so many good games. It was great. I mean, every one of those games was, thrilling. I hated that Buffalo loss, but
yeah, that was a tough one. That was the overtime rules. I mean, a lot of people say something's got to be done. You at least have to give both teams a shot. What's your take on overtime?
We went to the Super Bowl. We beat Minnesota in the Dome, and it was a field goal. If you won the toss and you kicked the field goal, you won the game. All right, so they moved it to a touchdown. I love the college, the way they do it. You put it on the 25 and you go from there. But it's maybe you'd add, but I think the owners, I think they're a little leery about having people on the playing field for too long. It might result in injuries or anything. I don't know, but that's the rule.
That's the rule. Everybody knows it. The Chiefs lost by it a few years ago to New England, and they won by it this weekend. So that's how it goes.
Yeah, we went to the Super Bowl on a field goal in overtime.
That's right. Yeah, and actually, to painful memory, since they implemented the touchdown rule, the only playoff team to lose after winning the overtime coin toss was the Saints in the no-call game. Breeze threw an interception. Rams went down, kicked a field goal.
The worst sports thing I've ever seen in my life. I still can't believe they didn't.
It still hurts. It still hurts. Always will.
I was going out of the suite and Mickey Loomis was walking down. He thought he'd lost his whole family in a car accident or something. He looked so.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, it's tough. And speaking of which, before we get to the picks, James, speaking of Mickey Loomis, he's got a big job to do now. Sean Payton, you've talked about him all season, how much you respect him and the job that he's done in New Orleans. He changed around the franchise and in some ways changed around the city.
God, did he? I mean, I bet you we're like second or third in wins in the last 16 years. I mean,
I think it's fourth, but yeah, right there. Yeah.
It's high. And, I spent a lot of money on tickets, and you're not going to win every year, but boy, you want to be relevant. All right. And we're a relevant football team. Well, literally every year that Sean Payton was there. And that's what you ask for. And, I remember the 2019 baseball season. I'm a national season ticket holder. I mean, that was great. Now they're not even relevant anymore. LSU football, always relevant. Pelicans basketball, not so much.
That's what you want. When you look for the next coach, Dennis Allen is in-house. He's had head coaching experience. He's the logical choice. But you also have a Brian Flores out there who's well respected. Eric Bieniemy, who's a New Orleans native, and there's not a lot of black coaches around the league. What direction would you like to see him go?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'm just not. I think. Of course, Dennis Allen has done wonders with the Saints defense. I mean, if you look at the years he's been here and the years before he got here, it really made a difference. But I looked at it, was in the NOLA.com. They had like a list of 8 potential, and I don't have a favorite, honestly.
Somebody who will keep it going, I guess, is the that's the idea.
And Payton's job this year was, going 9-8 with everything that they're faced with. There's that's probably one of the best coaching jobs of his career. I think the guy just burnt out. I mean, that's hard work.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah. When he's got money in the bank and he's got a, new wife, and maybe he's looking for a new life. I don't know. He's earned it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, speaking of Eric Bieniemy and the Chiefs and overtime and everything else, the first game on Sunday is the AFC Championship, 2:00. Chiefs and Bengals. I'm still got my mind on that Bills game from last week. Joe Burrow and the boys, can they complete the Cinderella run all the way to the Super Bowl, the Hollywood story in Hollywood, or will it be the Chiefs who have kind of turned into a dynasty? It's Chiefs -7. What do you like?
You're giving Joe Burrow 7 points. I'm going to take the points. However, I have a great fear that the Bengals win and the Rams win, and Aaron Donald and Von Miller might kill Joe Burrow. I'm serious. I mean,
he got sacked 9 times. Yeah.
If he had an offensive line that was the equivalent of a 270 baseball hitter, they'll tell him what he could do. He's got to have the worst pass protection. I was watching Brady and watching those other quarterbacks out there, and Burrow never has any time, and he's great. But I really I don't want Burrow to play against the Rams. I mean, Aaron Donald, he might be the baddest ass to ever play in the NFL.
Ooh, is he? In that game, we'll also pick the total over or under 54.5 points. It's a high total for a playoff game.
Yeah, and it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I'll take the over.
We'll take the over, and then also more passing yards, Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes.
I'm going to go with the LSU guy.
All right, the hometown kid, Joe Cool. Moving on to the NFC game, I think I know what you'll pick here based on past history, but we'll see. The Rams are hosting the 49ers. They're 3.5-point favorites, but hosting might be a loose term because 49ers are going to have a lot of fans there too.
Yeah, and I like the dog here again. They playing pretty well. So
they are.
And 3.5 points is a lot of games are decided by a field goal. I mean, it's not a minor consideration in my mind. I mean, I tend to like dogs more than most people, but I like them. In this instance, I do like it.
So we'll take the dogs there. And then the over or under in this one, 46.5.
I like the under. I don't think both of these teams are tough. They're, tough on defense. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I like the under in this game.
I think on Saturday night, it would have taken the 49ers all week to get to 46. So
right.
We'll see. We'll see what goes there. And then the last one, another prop bet, kind of combining the two games, more total yards. So we're combining receiving and rushing. Deebo Samuel, who will do some of both for the 49ers, or another LSU boy in Jamar Chase.
So Deebo has 8 rushing touchdowns.
Isn't that amazing?
I mean, it's amazing. And I'm going to pick Deebo, not that I think he's a great receiver, not that I think Jamar Chase is a better receiver, but the key line is total yards.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll obviously gain a bunch of yards rushing. And, he's a very versatile player, but Jamar Chase has somebody really good throwing to him. Deebo less, but I think he'll end up with more total yards.
So we have to ask, you picked both dogs against the spread. The sportsbook apps are going live in Louisiana tomorrow. You can get a $300 bonus by downloading the Caesars Sportsbook app. Should people go parlay both dogs to win the game outright? Are you going that far?
No, because everybody that does the numbers says a parlay is a bad bet. It should pay out, it's 110 to 100, but it doesn't. The bookies love when you take a parlay, and there's a reason they do. It gives them
always advertise.
Yeah, it gives them even more of a house advantage than they have. But it's fun to do sometimes. I like. I'll go to here at the Bay St. Louis Casino sometimes, and just I might do that here. The other thing is, I'm an old guy. When I win, I want money in my hand. I don't want a credit on my account. I don't. It doesn't seem. Younger people don't know what money looks like. I have I kind of walk around with a kind of a roll, and my daughter say, "That's embarrassing, Dad." No one does that. Yeah.
Well, say I do. So,
If you pay what a $100 parlay would pay like $250.
and on a money line on those dogs, it would pay a lot more than that. So,
Yeah.
do you think either dog wins outright?
Well, I mean, look, if 7 or 3.5, one might.
All right.
That's one. Look, I just hope these games are like the games last week. That's all. Just gives you something to look forward to. And I love the 2 and 5 start times. I don't have to when they start the games at 7:30 at night. For a guy like me, then I'm up awfully late. Where the 2 and the 5 start is I like those starting times.
All right.
Too early.
Well, let's say we take a week off and we'll come back Super Bowl week and do Cashin in with Carville one last time for this NFL season.
All right. Well, it's been a blast, Zach.
All right. Thank you, James.
The basketball game last night was good. Wow.
Yeah, came back and got a win. Then much needed win.
Got a win. Yeah. Good deal. All right.
All right. We'll talk to you next.